Hello sunshines, welcome to Bunnyfish Crafts. I'm your host Heather, known as Bunnyfish on all of the internet places. Today is Friday, the 16th of May, 2025, and welcome to part 2 of the May vlogs. How are you? I'm doing good. I am wearing this really cute shirt that my boss got me. Isn't that so cute? I love it. I love it. And this is the beginning of my lunch period. So I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna work on things, but then I'm gonna come back and show you what I worked on. But I just wanted to record my intro because I just did. Hey sunshines, I did not come back and tell you about the blanket, sorry. I did attach the one orange flower with the orange background to make it like the same as all of the other sides. I did not fill in like one of the quadrants, but I did do all 4 of the corner squares minus the last round because I'll use that to connect. And on the other 8 flower squares, I added a round to make the flowers a little bigger before I figure out what I want the background on those to be. And the way that I'm going to figure out what I want the background for that to be is I brought home my 3 skeins of yellow and I am going to crochet those into 3 squares until they're all 9.5 rounds, and then that other half of a round will be used to connect them, hopefully on Monday, and we'll go from there. We'll figure things out from there, like how much yellow yarn I have left. I did find more of the white, which is exciting, or like the cream colored. I found 2 partial skeins, so so I now feel like I probably have enough yarn to finish the blanket. I mean, I'm probably gonna be fine, but again, like, it feels weird to not know that for sure because I can't get any more of this yarn. It probably hasn't been made in like 2 decades. I don't know, maybe a decade. It's old yarn for sure. So I am at home. I am going to try this weekend to get the leg portion of the Lattice Be Friends sock done, like the color work chart. I'm going to try to finish that today. Not today, this weekend. Also, I have my pencil sock. Okay, so this is what the weekend is looking like. Ba-ba-ba-ba. I have my pencil socks. I originally cast this on and worked like a 2x2 rib, but I actually hated that because erasers are smooth. So I did a folded cuff. So worked 5 rounds, did a purl round, worked 5 rounds. It provisionally cast on, and then I took the cast on stitches and knit them together with the next round. And then did another 10 rounds of knitting. And then I changed to the gray and I did 1 garter ridge. Don't mind the luxe fur. And then I did 1x1 half twisted rib, another garter ridge, and now I'm gonna attach the yellow. I'm very excited. I think it looks like a pencil. This is the Lattice Be Friends that I want to do the color work chart on. I don't know if that's really going to happen, but I'm going to try to make it happen. The 3 skeins of gold. This square is, I'm on the 8th round, I think. I think I'm on the 8th round of the square. So that should be enough for that. I want to do a little work on this. Just, you know, another garter ridge or 2 will be sufficient progress for this weekend. And I would like to finish Onyx Storm. I have about 140 pages left in that. These are the leftovers from the secret project I was doing. I don't necessarily feel the need to work all of these minis into scrappy projects, but I think if I can do 3 this weekend, that will be pretty good. I also got my other birthday yarn. Oh my goodness! It is the Extended Inversibles with Coordinating Mini. I don't know what this is going to be made into, who it's going to be for. Maybe for me, maybe not. Oh, it's so pretty. It's called White Stripe Vibes. This is giving me total Red Wings vibes. It's so beautiful, and I am super excited. Also, I'm going to be working on one more project this weekend. My oldest kiddo's thigh-high sock, but I don't know where that project is right this second. So I'm going to have to locate that and then work on it just a little, just so that it gets progress. All right, friends. Yay, I'm excited to work on some things. Hey, sunshines, a little mid-afternoon check-in with you. So I had this yarn still attached. So, it's so pretty. I love this color so much. So I had this still attached. So I finished off this mini. I put in just a little bit of this color and this color because I want them to go into my sister's cowl. And I finished off this mini. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm going to put away this blanket for the weekend, I think. Essentially the square is finished. Because I have this side and this side that need to be done, but those are the sides that will connect it to the blanket. So I'm counting this one as finished. So I'll be starting the second of 3 squares shortly. And look at that. I'm not finished yet with the colorwork motif, but it's kind of just this stacked again on top. So I'm more than halfway done with the repeat. It looks like I've done like 1 repeat's worth of knitting today. So I'm still not putting it on myself to finish this motif today, but I think it's really possible that I could. But also I'm going to take like an extended-ish break from it because my wrist is starting to feel the strain from knitting color work. So I'm not going to work on it for at least an hour, and then I'll do a little more work. But that's exciting. Hey, sunshines. Happy Sunday, May 18th, 2025. Today would have been my mom's 62nd birthday. She passed away just under 2 years ago. And so, I don't know, I'm feeling a kind of way. If you're new here, my mom and I had a very fraught relationship. And so I think mostly what I'm feeling is like my body has trauma of like, oh my God, we have to go see her now. And I'm like, no, we actually don't have to go see her. But then guilt for not being sad that I can't go see her because, you know, on everybody's social medias, they're always posting like how much they miss their mom and wish they had more time with her and all this stuff. Like if their mom has passed, and I don't feel that way. So I'm having a weird day, and I have a migraine from it, and just, yeah. So I am hanging out at my boyfriend's house because he is visiting a family member at the hospital. He's going to be gone for several hours, and I'm hanging out with his dog so that she doesn't have to miss out, because normally she has humans around her all day on Sundays, and I didn't want this Sunday for her to not have that. And my kids were both awake when I left. I feel like my oldest probably never went to sleep last night. I don't really care. And they were both doing their own thing, playing video games. My oldest was. My youngest was watching some YouTube videos. They're teenagers. They don't care if I'm there or not. So, I mean, it's fine. But, you know, they're just teenagers. It's fine. So anyway, I'm not being successful at eating the things today, but I do have many beverages so that I can get my caloric intake via liquids. And there's a teeny girl. She was just on the couch with me, but then she changed her mind. I have the second square finished now. So I'm about to start the third square, and then I have a secret project that I'm working on. So I'll be working on that today. And I brought Onyx Storm with me too. So that's what my Sunday looks like. How's your Sunday going? I hope it's going well. I decided maybe I could eat some food. So Lux and I had our favorite, which is eggs. I don't know, medium boiled, I guess. Hard boiled-ish. On toast. So I have the toast. And she gets to lick the bowl that has little mashed egg bits and a little bit of butter in it. And I throw some salt on top. So, what do you think? Was it good? She says, someone's playing their music so loud. We're gonna get copyrighted. Maybe. It's still Sunday. I finished the last square of the 3 that I wanted to do. And I just need some dopamine today. So I've pulled out the Haverland Minis Franken sock kits. And I think I am going to plan my next 2 pairs of scrappy socks. So a pair for my aunt and a pair for my sister, maybe, depending on what the spread of pinks and purples are. Because my aunt's favorite color is pink. I don't even know if that's her favorite color or if that's just like her signature color. I assume it would be her favorite because it's her signature, but I don't know. And my sister's is purple. So maybe I'll also kind of see what the offerings are for green and maybe make myself a pair of scrappy socks, even though I don't need any more socks. We'll see. Okay, so my oldest kiddo came downstairs right after I pulled out all of the yarns. They're like, what's going on here? So they helped me sort, and this is what we got for purple. So like that'll be a good sock for my sister. She has small feet, so even though it's not as many minis as I've used in other things, I've also had a significant amount of yarn left over after the minis have been used. So it's only 8 of the little minis, and I used 12 in my friend's sock, my best friend's socks, if that gives you any indication. So this should be perfect for my sister. And then this is mostly greens. A couple of them are vibes. A couple of that, like this one, like, is that a green? I don't know, but is it my vibe? Yes. So these are going to be for me, even though I have no business making myself more socks. This is the pink pile. So that should be good for my aunt. And then we have like a yellowish pile, a neutrally pile, and an orange pile, and then just a little tiny bit of like red and then a black. So maybe those go there for now. So yeah, looks like my oldest kiddo is gonna get like 3 socks, maybe 4 socks. Probably 4 socks, right? That's probably enough to make 4, like a yellow sock, a neutrally sock, an orange sock, and then like a scrappy sock. probably, because I don't really like orange and I don't really need that in my nor'easterly, and I don't really like yellow, so I don't really need most of these in my nor'easterly either. The neutrals though, the neutrals are kind of lovely, so those leftover bits might go in my nor'easterly a little bit. And then yeah, there might just be a really, really scrappy sock. So oh, that was just so nice to play with color. Okay, I'm gonna go finish up the color work on the Lattice Be Friends. And then work on the cowl a little, I think. Not cowl, the shawl. I'm apparently feeling very chatty today, friends. So I did make it through. This is where I was last time you saw it. I did make it through the color work section on the leg. So ta-da. And then I have this section where I knit straight. So I think I might try to do that part this evening. It's only about 7 p.m. so I'll likely be up for a couple more hours, but I kind of want to like put my phone down for the night. Yeah, so I'd kind of like to do the straight part and maybe start the heel, because once the heel is done and the gusset is picked up, this will be really good work knitting. I do kind of have a work knitting project, but I would like this to be finished sooner rather than later. During the month of May would be optimal for me to have this finished. Like in my brain, that's what I want done. I worked on the pencil sock just a little. I really got the yellow going, the pattern established. I decided instead of a purl ridge to do a slipped stitch, and I think that is going to make it look like the ridges of a pencil without like, not the ridges, like the corners, I guess, of a pencil, in a way that will be more pleasing to my brain than purl bumps, which was my original thought, but I've changed my thoughts on how I want to do these socks lots of times now, so that's fine. Yeah. I think it's looking so cute. Oh, I love it. I've also worked on this. I feel like I did a lot on this weekend. I feel like this was barely started, but I didn't have a progress keeper. This is going to be a wrap. It's just a chevron. I think it's 16 stitches between the markers, yarn overs for increases, and knit two together, slip, slip, knit for decreases. I finished up, I had a partial ball of the mohair yarn, so I finished that up today, yay, and started the next ball, because the whole point of this project is to use up this mohair yarn. So yeah, I think I'm going to put my projects away, except this one, keep out a little bit to work on while I read later, but I have this yarn. It's the leftover No More Butt Monkey from 716 Knit, and I haven't put it in my bias strip blanket or made a flower out of it, so I kind of want to do both of those things tonight. And then this is no longer attached to the sock, and I won't need it for a while on this sock. So I kind of want to start bordering some flowers, and one of those flowers, I mean, I guess this could be bordered in white or gray and look nice, so I might border this flower, but I just want to see. I just want to do it. I just want the dopamine. So I think I'm going to do flowers for like half hour maybe. I think I just need to do that, because that will make me happier right now. Hey, sunshines. It's Monday evening after school. My littlest just got out of tutoring, so we're about to head out. But look, it looks like it might actually be a blanket. I have two partials of the yellow left. So I finished up the other one in that square. And so now I have this leftover and this leftover. I'm going to try to do 2 rounds on all of my squares that, all of my centers. And I want to do, did I say I want to do 2 rounds on each of them? I'm going to see how that goes. And then we'll figure out what color I'm going to do for there. My coworker who I share this space with is on vacation for the week. So I'm going to leave the blanket laid out on the floor this week. I mean, obviously I'll pick it up when I have to attach that square, but like, I kind of just want to leave it laying out so I can look at it and like conceptualize things. What do you think, Nugget? Does it look cool?
Yes. Are you making that for the upcoming auction?
I am. Do you think someone's gonna like it?
Yes.
Awesome. It's Tuesday morning, the 20th, and I just thought I'd step in and chat about this sock that I started, I don't know, sometime last week, but I didn't really work on it at all. It is a Croy sock. It's going to be scrappy. This is the leftovers from the fingerless mitts that I just made my boyfriend's mom. It's going to be for my oldest kiddo. And up at the top, if you look very closely, you can see that I was doing a 1x1 twisted rib, but only for like 2 or 3 rounds, because I was going to make shorty socks for my oldest kiddo. I was like, oh, summer's coming, maybe shorty socks. And then I was like, do you even like shorty socks? And they were like, oh, I hate shorty socks. Ew, gross. And I was like, okay, never mind. So I switched it to a 3x3 rib, mostly just to change it up. Normally I do a 2x2, and you would think that a 3x3 wouldn't be that different, but it is. So it's like, it's just enough mental stimulation to be interesting without being difficult. Because it's like, I mean, it's basically vanilla. Like, I don't really have to think about it. So it's great work knitting. But anyway, I just had this yarn barf, and I feel like maybe the yarn is telling me to make this sock look even scrappier and cut the yarn here and pick a different scrap to go in next. I feel like that's what the yarn's saying. So I think that's what I'm going to do on this sock. Hey, sunshines. It's Thursday morning before school. What is this? The 22nd of May. And I knew that it was going to be crunch time for this blanket, but I guess I didn't realize. So this is my corner to corner blanket. I think I started it last year or the year before. I don't remember. Did I start this one last year? I don't remember when I finished the other one. Anyway, I had this grand plan like a decade ago that when my sister's kids and my kids graduated high school, I wanted to give each of them a blanket. And so they're all planned out. My sister's oldest kiddo didn't end up graduating high school because very neurospicy, and the pandemic hit, and it just didn't work out that way, which is fine. So I made them the blanket anyway and gave it to them. I think that was last year. It's so hard when things happen during summertime because like there's not some sort of marker in my brain. All summers are the same. Anyway, so this is the blanket for my sister's middleest kiddo, and they graduate in like 20 days. So the thing is I know that my sister's youngest kiddo graduates next year, and that's who I'm making this blanket for. Okay, so it's like, I don't know, a third of the way done. No big deal. I didn't know whether or not my sister's middleest kiddo was going to graduate because that kiddo is not actually her bio kiddo. It's a story. But that doesn't make that kiddo any less a part of our family. It just makes it so that kiddo doesn't live with my sister. So I know less about their daily goings on than the other two kiddos. And so since I didn't know, I was like, well, because for the oldest one, I just gave it to them for their birthday instead of a graduation thing. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just give this kiddo this for the birthday instead of graduation, since I hadn't heard anything about high school. But no, they're graduating in 20 days. And, yeah. Okay. So I just counted how many rows I have left by counting how many, double crochet clusters I have. So I have 50, just over 50 rows left. I like 51, 52, 53, somewhere around there. The rows are getting smaller every row. That's doable in 20 days. I can do this, especially because we have a long weekend coming up. So the tricky part is I don't have any yarn that I'm just like, oh no, that can go directly in the blanket without being worked into something else. So I am going to put aside my other knitting. So I'm going to not work on this at all until this blanket is finished. I have socks, right? I have this sock and this sock and then the Croy sock. Actually, I'm going to take this sock to work because it's at a vanilla stage. I'm probably going to finish this sock this weekend because I can't just work on scrappy projects. But I'm going to put aside the pencil sock. I'm not going to work on that. I'm going to work on this and the Croy sock, and that's it, like sock wise. And then I'm also going to be working on the blanket at school because that has a deadline also. That is actually sooner than this blanket. But oh my gosh. Okay, crunch time. I can do this. I thought I had until October, but no, I have 20 days. So it's fine. It's fine. I, this morning, already set those projects aside because I'm going to be using up this in this blanket. So I started putting it into my other scrappy blankets. This cowl that I made with yarn from Kalisha. So yeah, that's nervous making. But it'll be okay. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe this weekend I will start going through my scrap stash to pull out skeins. I know I did it before where I went through and I pulled out everything that I was sure I didn't want to go into another blanket. But maybe I'll start pulling out and being like, go through it again just to see if there's others that I don't want to go into another blanket. Yeah, but definitely this can go into scrappy blankets too. Oh my gosh. 20 days to finish this blanket and finish another blanket. Ooh, it feels daunting. I can do this. Actually, even scarier is it's not actually 20 days. Sorry. I haven't done my hair for work yet, and I'm not dressed for work yet. I don't actually have 20 days. I have like 18 days, right? Because I'm going to have to wash it and it's going to have to dry and it's thick. So depending on what the weather is, it could take a while. It could just take an afternoon if it's hot and sunny, but if it's like chilly and rainy, which it's still spring in May, so it could be anything. So it's really like 18 days. It's fine. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Still Thursday morning, but now at my office. So the blanket has grown significantly this week, I feel. This looks different than it did on Monday. So I have used up all of my colorful yarns. This is what I have left of the yellow, orange, and brown. And that's what I have left of the white. I don't know if that's enough to finish the blanket. I do have a skein of Red Heart Super Saver, like newer Super Saver, purchased in the last few years. Maybe by me, I don't know. In like a kind of a goldeny color, so I'm not super worried about it now. I might not use this white skein because it's slightly thinner than the other yarns. But I have 13 squares attached out of 25. This one will be attached today. It's ready to be attached. And then all of the rest of the squares have at least 6 rounds on them. Most of them have 7 or more. And the corner squares have 9 rounds on them. So it's really not that much left. I think it's, I think it's feasible to have this finished by the end of next week. Maybe not the school week. I might be taking it home. So, will it be a May finish? I don't know. It might be a June finish. It might be like a June 1st or 2nd finish, but that's okay. That's still before the deadline for the auction. So, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. The squares are a little bit different where I ran out of different colors, but I don't think it looks like I ran out of colors. I think it looks like it's intentional. I think it looks really cool. At Craft Club on Tuesday, one of my teacher buddies said that it looked like pumpkin spice, which it does. I could definitely see fall vibes. I can see kind of like summery vibes, like kind of beachy vibes. I don't know. Hopefully somebody will like it. But yeah, that feels like a really good use of yarn. And even though I have that whole blanket to finish, I think I'm going to take 10 minutes. I'm going to cut this big skein of yarn. And I'm going to work in some of my small scraps of yarn that I have accumulated in this bag, just for a little bit of dopamine, a little bit of, yes, things are getting accomplished. Because it's another auction blanket. This is still one of my Crafty Bingo goals because I'm making 3 this year. That one is number 2. Oh my goodness. I just got the nicest surprise happy birthday package. I didn't ask if I could say anything about it, but oh my gosh, look at this, friends. It was so nice. I knew my friend was sending me some squares for a future middle school blanket, but look at this. These are beautiful. It's Queen's Craft Essence of Rose, and if you've been here, you know that I don't like pink, really, unless it's with green. Look at how beautiful that is. I love pink and green together. And some other minis and a Hue Loco. I don't think that I've ever had a skein of Hue Loco before. This is so pretty. And some green minis, which are perfection. And some lotion. And where's the other? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. What is this? Skin Stick Perfection. I'm excited for that. And a bookmark. And oh, it was just such a nice birthday surprise. It's Friday, by the way, the 23rd of May. So, oh, thanks, friend. I mean, I know I already thanked you, but it was so nice because there was this package and I was like, I didn't order anything that should be in a package like that. And I didn't know what it was. And then I was like, oh, because I was expecting a few squares, not the nicest, like, birthday package. Good morning, sunshines. Happy Saturday, the 24th, I think, of May. Hi. Yesterday was a really kind of lovely day. My oldest kiddo didn't have school, so they came to school with me and like helped out and stuff. I was cleaning projectors in the morning, and so essentially they cleaned about half of the projectors and carried my ladder the whole time, which was super nice because my body is very angrily telling me that it's female and not pregnant, and I'm in much pain, so it was nice to not have to carry my ladder around and not have to climb up the ladder for every single projector that was cleaned. That was day 1 of 2 of projector cleaning. I'll be cleaning projectors next week also, but it was nice to have help yesterday, and it was cool to just hang out with my kiddo. Like, they're 16, they don't really want to hang out with me that much, but they were totally cool coming to school with me and doing some work. So it was cool. But anyway, it is a 3-day weekend this weekend because on Monday in the States, it is Memorial Day. So there is no school. So I have 3 days in which to do things, and I have intentions for these 3 days. So the first thing, I brought this square home, and it's actually as far as I can get it. I put on the white border, and it is as far as I can get it without attaching it. So this is actually done. I had this yellow skein of yarn that I sent through my washing machine, and I did put it in something so it wouldn't get tangled, but the closure didn't, I had a closure failure. So it's a little bit of a tangled mess. It's fine. It's also still damp. But I am going to, this is going to be one of the corners of the blanket. So I've already started putting the edge around here. I think I'm on the 9th round out of 10. And then this needs its 10th round. And then this needs, I don't know, so many rounds. 1 full round and then 1 half round. So it'll be ready to attach to the blanket come Tuesday, because I do still want to finish this by next weekend, or not by next weekend. I want to finish this sometime next weekend. So I'm getting close to that goal. This weekend, I would also like to finish this sock. It is the second Lattice Be Friends sock. I am 4 rounds away from starting the color work on the foot, and the color work on the foot is only about half, like the color work chart for the foot, it's only about half the size as the color work for the leg. So this seems like a really doable goal, because I know that I knit half of this color work chart over a day. So I can do this. I can finish this sock, which is important because I've been looking ahead toward my 100-day project, which is going to be working for an hour a day on projects based on what the temperature is when I look at the temperature that day. So yeah, I need this needle to cast on one of the projects that I want to work on for the first rotation of temperature things. So I need to do that. It's not a secret. I'm not trying to be secretive. The next cast on this particular set of needles is going to be the second Sirena Cinera sock, the pink sock for my aunt. That's my next cast on this needle. So, but that's one of my options for the 100-day project, which I'm starting on June 1st. So I want to make sure this needle is cleared off. My other kind of sock focus is this one. I did end up cutting the yarn. Where is it? Where it yarn barfed, and I am going to attach a new yarn. I was going to attach this one, but I don't know what was going on with me today. I left this project in my pocket, so it went through the wash. This one didn't come out a tangled mess, which is lovely. I mean, but it's kind of floppy. I want it to dry out, and then I'm going to wind it up, I think. I don't think I'm going to try to knit from this ball. So this is what I was going to knit in next, but I don't know if that's still the case. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll wind off some. Actually, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to wind off this part right here. That's going to go in the sock. This much is going to go in the sock. And then I'm going to pick something else. So yeah, I just made that plan right now. But the big focus this weekend is working on this corner to corner blanket. So I have these these yarns wound off. I wound them off of the cowl because I could take it to work and just do a little bit here and there and not have to like knit anything in. So this is just going in the blanket, the corner to corner. This is just going in the corner to corner. This I'm saving for my next blanket that I want to cast on, which is going to be the next blanket where yarn goes to dye. Or that's not a really nice way to say it, but that's what the corner to corner is for me right now. It's where like the last remnants go. So I want to make a blanket. So I'm going to set this aside for that blanket. And then these I just pulled out. So these have to be worked into all of the scrappy blankets that I want them to be worked into before they go into the corner to corner. So that's my real focus this weekend, is working on scrappy blankets so that I can make a big dent in this corner to corner this weekend. It was 52 when I counted it the other day. I have put in some work on it. I think I'm probably around 50 now. So hopefully by Monday evening, I'll be like much closer to 0. Wish me luck. Good morning, sunshines. It's Tuesday, May 27th. I did not make as much progress on these socks as I think that I said that I wanted to. I don't know. I think I said I wanted to finish this sock this weekend. I did not. I am about a third of the way through the colorwork chart. I was so focused on working on the blanket that I just didn't do it. Because this will not take long. It just wasn't what I was focused on. I did manage to put a bunch of rows on the blanket. I mean, not like a million, but like maybe like 5 or 6, which is a lot because I'm on the decrease section, but I haven't decreased very much. And then I do feel like I did a lot of work on this. Right, the last time you saw it, I hadn't even added this color in yet. I think this is accurate. I think I was up in this pink area. Oh no, I only had like a strand, like a round left of this pinkish. But anyway, I put in that whole scrap that I cut off, and this is the last section of the cowl from Kalisha. And I thought it might have been Croy, but it's not. It's actually thicker than a Croy sock, or maybe it's like a different, because some of the Croy socks are a little bit different in thicknesses, but it's thicker. But I think I want to use it for the heels of my kiddo's scrappy socks. So I'm going to cut this now and start on this color again. But yeah, that's how those socks are doing. And I did do like 5 rows on the corner to corner blanket. So there is that. I don't know if I can finish that in the next week and a half, but I'm going to try. All right, sunshines, Tuesday morning, now at school, and look, the blanket's getting close. So right here, I just need to connect these, and that corner is connected. This square needs that side done, and then these two connected, and then that's done. That needs one round, which includes the connecting. These need to be done, but this one only needs the one round, which is the connecting round. And then over here, I don't know how much there is left on this. Hold on. Okay, so this square just needs to be connected here, and then that square, which needs the connecting round. Yeah, I think I can get this all together by the weekend and then decide if I'm going to do the border, what that border is going to look like, and then this can be done this weekend. I got this. Also, this is kind of random. I'm clearly not a beauty vlogger, but I bought this one, Cranberry Currant. I bought one of these, like, I don't know, I want to say less than 2 months ago, and I'm obsessed, and it's basically empty. So I was only going to get one today, but then there was a cherry lime one. It's lip oil, and I am forever missing the Bonnie Bell Lip Smackers vanilla frosting and the clear watermelon gloss. I wish those still existed in my life. Oh, I have some lipstick from yesterday. Oh well, that's fine. But these like feel like the grown-up version of that because they're fruity, but they're lip oil, so it's like a little bit of color-ish, but not really, and like it hydrates. So I love these. I just thought I'd let you know. Morning sunshines. It's Wednesday, May 28th. It's my birthday, and we're here before school. And so that little ball of yellow is all that I have left of that last golden yellow. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
And happy birthday to Mama.
Thanks, Nugget. So I tentatively, my thought is attach this square in white and then attach that square in white. See where that leaves me with the white. I do have this whole skein. I mean, it's not a true white, but I do have this whole skein. It's a little tiny bit different, but what I'm thinking is I might finish out this corner totally in white and then pull out the last round on this square and do it in white and do that corner in white also, and that way I'll have enough yellow to finish off this square. That's my new plan. I haven't 100% decided on that, so I'm not going to do that until lunch break, but that gives me several hours to consider that. It's almost done. Good morning, sunshines. It's Thursday, the 29th of May, and I have a finished sock. Yay. That's really exciting. This is one of the things that I wanted done this month, mostly because I needed the needle for a temperature project. So I did it. It's done. I'm going to block the second sock. This is the Lattice Befriends by Alendria Knits. So I'm going to block it so it's pretty for my FO parade video at the beginning of next year. It's for my roommate. She wouldn't care if I blocked it or not, but I'm going to, and then I'm going to give it to her. I have been working very hard on project 2 of 3 of the of my goals for this week, and I think I was about here. Yeah, this is definitely cowl yarn, so somewhere in here, around here, maybe up to here, when I realized that I needed this done for a graduation, which is in a week. And I have, I just counted, I think I have 36 rows left to do. So that's, I mean, this is a significant amount of work, right? Like I did a lot. And the rows get smaller every row. So I think this is doable. If I focus on this, this weekend, I should be able to do it. I'm a little nervous because I have gone through most of my scrap bags, which I have broken up by color. So I've gone through most of them and pulled out the things that I'm like, I don't really need that to go into another blanket. So 36 rows, I think I have 2 or 3 bags left to go through, and then it might get tough because I might be pulling yarn that I kind of wanted for other projects. We'll see, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. And let's check in on that last project too. My last focus project for the rest of the month is this sock, which is a scrappy sock for my oldest kiddo, and I have done a little bit of work on the gusset. My kid has big feet, like size 11 men's. So big feet. But I will have, I work today, I work tomorrow, but then I have all day Saturday still to work on it and still get it done in May. And plus, who even knows if I'm going to need these needles on June 1st. It's just a temperature project uses these needles. So I might not even need them on June 1st, depending on which of my 10 projects gets pulled. But I would like to get this as close to done as possible by the end of the month. Hey, Sunshine's hanging out in the school parking lot on Friday, the 30th of May. Yes. It's 6:30 in the morning. My kiddo wanted to get to work at 6:15 so she could surprise me with something for my birthday. Don't tell her it's Starbucks. I know she's walking up to Starbucks, which is so sweet. It's so sweet because she didn't want me to have to drive to get my surprise. So she's walking from the school. It's only a few blocks to Starbucks. So anyway, I'm hanging out in the car. I have the middle school blanket, and look at that. Can you tell what I'm doing? I'm putting the border on. I'm just going to do one round of granny clusters just to kind of finish it off. Make sure that the corner joins are covered because, like, they don't look bad, but it's clearly like a join space, right? So I'm just covering it with some stitches. So I am definitely finishing this blanket today. It lives in my car now. I took it in my car last night with the intention of taking it home and working on it, but then I went to Andrew's and did not work on it. So since I'm on the border anyway, it's gonna stay in my car anyway, and I will finish it this weekend. It's still before school, but I'm in building now. I have less than one side to go on the blanket for the border, but this is going to be my summer purse situation. It's a backpack, but the top was splitting right here, so I sewed it here with a back stitch because that's my favorite mending stitch. I don't know why, it just is. And then I folded it over and blanket stitched it down. So hopefully that'll get this through at least the summer, hopefully longer though. Hey Sunshine's, Friday at lunch, and because the other blanket is in my car, I did 2 rounds on my oldest kiddo's thigh-high sock, which I think I'm going to take home over the weekend in case this is the temperature project that I pull, because I still haven't found the other one. I don't know. I'm also planning on cleaning my room this weekend, so we'll see. I need to clean and rearrange my room, which I'm going to start this weekend. I'm not making that a one weekend project. So I pulled out my other blanket that I'm making for middle school. I think this might be the one for the winter time, but I might get inspired and make a different one for the December-ish auction. So this will be for some time in the 25-26 school year. So I did from here where that blue turns into like a pinky color, I finished that row, I did one row, and I came back this way. So not quite 2 rows, like 1 2/3, 1 3/4 rows. It doesn't, like, it has a deadline, but not really. So, just a little progress. Hey, sunshines. It's Friday evening. It's about 7:30 in the p.m. And look. I know you can't really see, but there will be pictures right here, actually. I will insert a picture of this blanket finished because this blanket is finished. So I'm going to attach this. I'm going to weave in the end. It's the only end that needs to be woven in the whole blanket, because when I'm crocheting, for sure, I weave in as I go. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna pop it in the wash so it can dry overnight, and yay! One of my goals is complete. Hello, sunshines. It is the 31st of May. It is Saturday, so let's talk about what I did this month, or since the last time I updated you. Let's close out the month is what I'm trying to say. That one. So I've been working super diligently on this blanket. Where was I last? You saw it somewhere around here, I think. Yeah. So I've worked a lot. I have 22 rows to go, and every row gets smaller. So I'm feeling pretty good about finishing this in less than a week. I think I can do it. But I'm not worried, but I have gone through all of my mini skeins and pulled out all of them that I want to use in this blanket. So 22 rows. I'm currently using, this won't get me through another row. So I have this and another skein attached, and Amanda, if you're watching, I'm sorry. So my sister crocheted this sweater, but then I got a giant hole in it, and she asked me if I could fix it, and I said I could try, and I in fact cannot fix it, so I'm going to repurpose the yarn. She hasn't asked me about it in probably like 2 years, so hopefully she's forgotten that it existed. And if you're watching right now, Amanda, I'm sorry, but your middleist kiddo will have some in their blanket, and I'm planning on making you a blanket, and it's going to have some too. So there's that. I can't use that yarn for anything for me because it has cashmere in it. So like my hands are really super itchy right now, but I'll live. Like I can knit or crochet with cashmere, but I definitely cannot wear it. And I have to be really careful about it not touching my skin. On the pencil sock, look how cute it is. I think I'm about halfway through the yellow portion on the leg. I'm going to do 40 rounds and see how that looks when I put it on my ankle. I use my stitch marker to count for me, so every time I come to the stitch marker I move it over, but I don't actually like take off the marker and put it back on. I have a tutorial about counting with markers. I'll put that on here. So it's just got a little bit of progress. How much progress? It's got that much progress since last you saw it. It's not a focus project right now. This is a focus project right now. I am almost through with the gusset on my scrappy socks for my oldest kiddo. So my goal was to have this done by tonight, which could still happen. It's only 3 p.m. It's not likely to happen, but it could happen. I'm going to go hang out at my boyfriend's house this evening, so I'm going to take this and work on it. So, it should be close. If I get it to near the toe that would be cool in case I have to start my best friend's socks tomorrow, which maybe it won't even be an issue. Who knows? But it's going okay. And then the last project is this shawl that I'm making for my aunt. Maybe I was here last you saw it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is marking where the first ball of mohair ended, so that I can have an idea. I feel like 6 is the right piece of information for that. So yeah, just a little bit of work on the wrap. It'll get done when it gets done, hopefully before December. And then in book news, did I tell you I finished reading Onyx Flame? It was good. Is that what it's called? Onyx Flame? I feel like it was Iron Flame and Onyx Storm. Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I did finish that. I liked it. I feel like there's going to be a 4th one. I feel like I would have been good if it had been a trilogy. It's not that it's bad. I feel personally done with it. But anyway, I finished that, and which is not to say I won't read a 4th one if there is a 4th one, because I will. But I just feel like the story has run its course at this point. But maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the next book will be like mind blowing. Back to the blueprint. So I started The Blueprint by Raygiana Rashad, and this is set in 2030. So like, I would say it's an alternate present, kind of, because the premise is that in the 1960s, the civil rights movement turned into Civil War II, and basically slavery is reinstituted, but not the way that it was, not like chattel slavery, more like a very specific system of oppression for Black people. I don't think that the book has talked about any other POC, but like definitely like it's very specific about the people being Black, and the people being in the system are Black, and Black women specifically. It's the story is so interesting, but it is very sad. Yeah, it follows a young woman. I don't know. She's not even really a woman. She's like 16. I think she's 15 when we meet her in the book. And she's like 20 or 21 now, like towards the end of the book. So is that a young woman? I don't know. But it's very good. And I only have like 50 pages left. I'm probably going to devour it tonight. I've been trying to read it all week, but I just haven't had headspace for it. Because again, it's sad, but good and very interesting. I recommend it. I think that it's really, 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 really interesting. Highly recommend. I hope that May has been what you needed it to be, and that June brings you joy. And I will see you very, very soon. I'm really excited to start my 100 days project tomorrow. Yeah. And I will talk to you soon. I had a question. I don't remember. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. All right, friends, I will talk to you very soon. That's like the third time I've said that. Bye for now.